Hello students, I am here with another video from the chapter of class 10 Science NCERT book, that is from the chapter of life processes. Before starting today's video, I would like to tell you all that till now what all things we have discussed in this chapter. So children, we have almost completed the nutritional part where we are discussing about the various life form, various life processes, in which the first life process which we discussed was the nutrition in plants as well as in the animals. So in the case of nutrition in plants, we have discussed about the types of the plant undergoes the autotrophic mode of nutrition, whereas some of the plants are there which is going to have the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Beside that, we have also seen about the mode of nutrition in the animals. Okay, so where we saw that in different animals we have different modes of nutrition. Now, if different modes of nutrition is there, it means that the animals undergo the different modes because they cannot survive on the autotrophic mode of nutrition. So, with that, we have discussed about the basic steps of Holozoic mode of nutrition. Okay, we have studied about the basic modes of Holozoic mode of nutrition, which means it consists of the ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, then egestion. So these are the various steps of Holozoic mode of nutrition in any of the organisms, especially in the animals. Okay, so in the animals we can have these steps, and these steps are common in all the organisms which are undergoing the steps of the Holozoic mode of nutrition. Okay, then after that we have discussed about the next part. We have discussed ingestion. We have discussed all the steps in details. First one is the ingestion, then the next was the digestion, which is taking place in the various at the various organs, and also it is taking place at different levels. Okay, it takes place at different places, like mouth. The digestion of carbohydrate starts in the mouth. All the digestion is getting completed inside, and protein digestion starts in the stomach, in the last part of the stomach. Then after that, once our digestion was present, and it is going to digest the various parts of the food or the components of the food, the complete digestion is taking place inside the side that is said to be as the small intestine. Now, whenever in the small intestine this digestion is taking place, there the glands also come in the picture. So various glands like liver, pancreas, salivary glands, all these secretions are present, and this helps in the formation of the simplest form of the food from the components of the food. For example, from the starch or the carbohydrate, the glucose is formed. Then from the proteins, which is a complex part which is present as the component of food, this gets amino acid is being formed. Then fats is going to be digested as fatty acid and glycerol. Okay, so these are the ways by which the simpler products are being obtained, and these products are getting completed these products are being formed because of the digestion, which is as a result of the part of the small intestine. Okay, then after that we have discussed about the absorption which is taking place in the villi. Why this is taking place in the villi, children? Because villi are the finger-like projections which is present at the inner lining of the complete small intestine, and this increases the surface area of absorption. Once this increases the surface area of absorption, the absorption can easily take place in the small intestine, and the leftover, then after the distribution of the energy, the waste product is being present, and this was released in the form of feces, and the waste material is being thrown out from the body of the animals by the process called egestion. Okay, So this was about the complete nutrition in the animals, in the plants, including human beings. Okay, now we'll start the second part of this chapter, that is respiration. Okay children, that is respiration. Okay, so now I hope that from tomorrow onwards you are you will be having the second, I think, revision test, the second subject, the second subject of the revision test would be there. So we have started this revision test from 14th of your October, so that would be the second, because this is for 15th. So this 15th, some other subject revision test might be going on, but that doesn't mean you are not studying well. Please understand the fact that you have to study and to score the marks in your board examination. You need to work upon your writing skills specially. Okay, so for that you need to understand the concept, and that is why I am teaching this concept twice now. Once the complete videos are available on your school site, you can go and visit over there, and you can easily find out the chapters day wise. Even the daily uploading of the videos are taking place. You know that half an hour video is being prepared, so you can easily go through that, and half an hour is more than sufficient for you all to build up your concept. Okay, if you listen all these things properly and then discuss in the online class, it will be really a fruitful thing. Fine. So I hope that you will be understanding. If you have not understood my previous video, I might make you all understand in this video, because this is a real classroom environment. You will feel that you are studying in the class. So we are also trying to make you feel the same way as you were there in the class before this situation. Okay, so I'll just continue with the second topic, that is the respiration. Now we just studied about the digested food is assimilated in the body of the living organism. See children, why I am teaching after nutrition, why I am teaching this respiration. So this is very important to understand over here only. So we discussed about the absorption and assimilation. So what do you mean by assimilation? Assimilation means the energy is getting distributed. For distribution, energy has to be made. Now from where is this energy going to come? So assimilation helps in the distribution of energy. If the distribution of energy is taking place, it means that the energy has to be formed. From where is this energy getting released? So food is going to release energy which helps in assimilation, which will be distributed. Energy form hona, energy distribute hona, all these are different things. So energy is being generated because of the process called respiration. How? Food is present in the form of glucose. Proteins have been converted into amino acids. Now how it will be absorbed? All these will be absorbed in the simpler forms as we have discussed. And from that glucose, how the energy will be released? From that amino acid, how the energy will be released? This will be continued in the step of respiration. If respiration, that is why with the nutrition, respiration never stops. Respiration is continuously going on. So if respiration is present, which means that energy will be synthesized and energy will be released from the food. Now how the food is going to release energy, we will be studying this step in this second part. Okay. The assimilated food is used mainly for two purposes. Now after assimilation, what happens to that food? What happens to that energy? This energy helps the body to grow. This energy helps the body to repair. This energy helps the body to maintain the various functions of your various organs. Okay. Now the next thing, the assimilated food is utilized as a fuel to get energy for various life processes. As I have told you that the assimilated part, it helps in the process of, it acts as fuel for the body. Okay, this helps the body, this assimilated energy is going to help the body to do the various life processes, that is, it acts as a fuel. Okay, it acts as fuel for the body life process. or body functions. Okay, then the next thing what has to be done is assimilated food is utilized, it is used as a material for the growth and repair. Second thing what happens? Growth. Assimilated food का जो function है, it acts as a fuel for the body for various life processes. Okay, then assimilated energy also helps in the growth and repair of the parts. Okay, of the parts. Fine. Now we will discuss about how the energy is being released from the food and it is being absorbed, how this absorbed energy is getting assimilated in the cells. Okay, please note that food is a fuel for the energy production. Let us see now how this energy is actually being made. That is what the concept is over here, that because of the respiration, how this food is releasing energy, it is converting in the form of energy and it also releases ATP. Okay, how this is taking place we will study by the process called respiration. Okay, so most of the living beings needs oxygen for this need. All the living beings, most of the living beings, not all I must say, because some anaerobes are also there. So most of the living beings need oxygen to obtain energy from the body. Now the concept starts from here itself. Now from the food, energy is being released. The first requirement is presence of food. The second requirement is oxygen. So whenever food is combined with oxygen, means raw material what is required for this respiration, one is food and other one is oxygen. So we require both of them. So food and oxygen, they are going to combine to release energy by the process called respiration. Okay. Now the food reacts with the oxygen reacts with the food like glucose present in the body and burns and slowly releases the energy. See children, the fact is very clear. I told you that the assimilated food acts as a fuel. When I am writing the word fuel, you know, you have already studied in physics that fuel is a thing which burns to give energy. It's very simple. What is the definition of fuel? Fuel means anything, any substance which is going to produce energy on burning is known as fuel. What is the fuel? Anything which burns to produce energy. Okay? Energy production on burning. If I burn a piece of wood, it gives you energy upon burning. चाहे कितनी भी बड़ी लकड़ी पड़ी हो, ऐसे क्या एनर्जी देगी? अगर मेरे हाथ में ये एक लकड़ी का टुकड़ा है, is it going to give me energy, or can I utilize the energy from this piece of wood for doing something? No. Till the time this wood piece is not being burned, we cannot categorize them as a fuel. Okay, we cannot categorize them as a fuel. So for the category of the fuel, one should understand that fuel is a substance, upon burning only it is releasing the energy. Upon burning only it is releasing the energy. Okay, without burning it is not going to release a bit of energy also. So it is compulsory for a fuel to burn to release energy. Similarly, what happens? Food is burning. Where? Food is burning in the presence of oxygen. Now how this is taking place? It releases energy. It releases energy. Okay, it releases energy. Now we'll see how this is being done, how is this ATP being released as a result of respiration. Okay. See children, I think you all have studied this respiration part in the class 8 also, where you have seen when we are doing some work we require energy. Every time we say that when we do some work we require energy. I'm talking, I need energy. I'm walking, I need energy. I'm talking, I need energy. Even during the if you are sitting on the chair also, then also you are studying, you also require energy, whether you are doing the physical activity or not. Doing the physical activity requires more energy to be consumed. Okay, so the energy requirement increases. Fine. Now the process of release of energy from the food is called respiration. I told you, whenever the food is burning, it releases energy, and this release of energy is taking place because of the process of the respiration. Okay, so the process of release of energy, the process of release of energy from the food, is called respiration. Now what is the definition? The definition says it is a process of release of energy, just remember this, from food is known as respiration. Okay, so the process of release of energy from food is taking place in the presence of oxygen. Now how this oxygen is helping? When the oxygen burns the food in the cell, the body cells of the body to release energy, and the carbon dioxide and water is being produced. Okay, so now if the food is there, this food gets burnt with oxygen to release carbon dioxide, water and energy. So this is mainly this is the reaction which is taking place in the body of the organism where food is present. From where is this food coming? This food is coming because of the nutrition. Then oxygen, from where it is coming? Because of breathing. We are breathing in oxygen, and it is that oxygen which we are breathing is going to combine with the food which is being released from the nutrition process of nutrition, and this is going to release carbon dioxide and water. And in the last part, this is going to release energy. This is how the energy is getting released. Okay. The next thing, the process of respiration involves taking in of oxygen into the cells and using it for releasing of energy and for burning of food. This eliminates the waste products called carbon dioxide and the water from the body. This process of respiration can be written in the form of the word, that is, food plus oxygen gives you carbon dioxide, water and energy. So I have already written. So food, oxygen, carbon dioxide, then water and energy is being released. So this is the reaction of respiration. This is the reaction of respiration. Okay. Now, the process of respiration involves taking in of oxygen into the cells, really using it for the release of energy, burning of food and then eliminating the waste products. This is known as the carbon dioxide. This releases the product called carbon dioxide and water from the food. Okay, this releases carbon dioxide from the water from the food, and it also helps in getting rid of this waste product. So children, this water and the carbon dioxide, both of them, they are treated as the waste material. Okay, so from the nose, this carbon dioxide is getting released. Similarly, the water is also being released in the form of the vapor sometimes, and sometimes it is sent to form. Again, the blood is going to be filtered in the kidneys, and it is being released as a liquid waste product. Okay. So this was about the respiration in a very short way. Now I am going to discuss more about this respiration in detail. Okay. Now the next is the process of respiration which releases energy takes place inside the cells of the body. So where is this respiration is taking place? This respiration is taking place in the cells of the body. So children, I am talking about the cells, particular cell. Okay? So we are discussing about the particular cell. So where is this respiration? What is the site of respiration? It takes place in cells. Fine, it takes place in the cells of the body. So it is also known as cellular respiration. So whenever the energy is being released or respiration is taking place in the cells, if respiration is taking place in cell, then it is known as cellular respiration. Okay, it takes place in the cellular, it takes place as a cellular respiration. This is known as cellular respiration. The process of cellular respiration is common to all the living organisms, whether it is the small yeast or it could be the cells of the human body also. Some part of the body also undergoes the cellular respiration. The two byproducts of the cellular respiration are carbon dioxide. So what is the result? It results in cellular respiration. It results in the waste, this results in the waste products, in the formation of waste product. Okay, so it results in the formation of the waste product. So what happens? The two byproducts are carbon dioxide and water. I told you. It results in the formation of waste product. Here the byproducts are one is water and carbon dioxide. Okay. So two things are formed as a result of the byproducts of this cellular respiration, which is water and carbon dioxide, which is also treated as the waste product for the body. Okay. Out of these, only carbon dioxide is considered to be as the real waste products. Okay. So here this carbon dioxide is the waste product which is released from the body of an organism. So this is only the real waste. Why this is said to be as a real waste? Because this is not required by the body at all. It is simply a waste product because this is not going to release the, this is not going to help in any kind of the body, from any kind inside our body. Okay. Now, out of these, I said that carbon dioxide is considered to be the real waste product of respiration, and because of the accumulation of the body, because of the accumulation in the body, the harmful effect is being seen. If more and more carbon dioxide will be present in the body, then what happens? It is going to show you the harmful effects, which is really very bad for any of the living organism. Okay. Now, the water is being released during respiration is also harmful. It's not harmful for the body. That is why it is beneficial for the body. It is being circulated in the circulation. So this water is not considered to be the waste product which is released as a result of this cellular respiration. So this water comes in circulation of the body fluid, and it is going to flow in the body, but as it is not as a waste product, it is not going to affect the body in a harmful manner. So it rather, please note that respiration is an essential part of the life because it provides us energy for carrying out various life processes in the it is necessary for the body to keep alive. We cannot stop the body from doing respiration. Okay, we cannot stop the body that respiration should not take place. We cannot say that. Respiration is again an essential part of the So children, respiration is essential because it helps the body to keep alive. Okay. Now, what is the relationship? Is there any connection between breathing and respiration? Is there any connection between breathing and respiration? Is it so? Is it being related? So what do you mean by breathing? The mechanism by which organisms obtain oxygen and releases carbon dioxide is known as breathing. So it's very simple to understand. We inhale and exhale. Okay, we just inhale oxygen and we give out carbon dioxide. So if we are inhaling oxygen, simply we are intaking. So the intake of oxygen and the release of carbon dioxide is known as breathing. Okay, this is known as breathing. So if we talk about the breathing, which means simply taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide, is known as breathing. Now what is the connection between respiration? I told you that food will be burned in the presence of oxygen. So here only this oxygen is required for the burning of food. So that is why there is a reaction, there is a relationship between the breathing and respiration. Without breathing, respiration cannot occur. So breathing plus oxidation of food. So this food plus oxygen is also known as oxidation. Oxidation of food. So you can also say breathing plus oxidation of food is known as the, what it is known as? It is known as the respiration. This is known as the, yes, this is known as respiration. So breathing plus oxidation of food is equal to respiration. Just remember this concept. You will never forget about the process of respiration and breathing. What is the relationship between breathing and respiration? Okay, so please remember this. Breathing plus oxidation of food results in the respiration. Okay, now oxidation of food. Now the next thing is that breathing is a physical process, whereas respiration involves a biochemical process. The enzymes are required. Breathing is simply taking in oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide, but the process by which we are breathing out the things, we are breathing out the carbon dioxide, and the energy is being released. This is said to be as the respiration. Okay, now the process of breathing involves the lungs, and whereas the process of respiration involves mitochondria. Okay, now the second thing I said, that energy is being produced in the cells. So specifically inside a cell, what is being released, what kind of energy is being produced, how the energy is being produced, where the energy will be produced, where the energy is produced is the mitochondria. Okay, now I said that energy is produced in the cell because of cellular respiration. Now if we talk about the cellular respiration, it takes place inside a cell, that is very sure. And inside the cell also, where it is taking place? It is taking place in the mitochondria, and this results in the formation of ATP. Energy is released in the form of ATP, and about ATP I will discuss more in the upcoming videos. Okay, so what is this? Energy is being produced in the cell inside mitochondria, that is why it is said to be as a cellular respiration. So breathing and food, oxidation of food, which results in the respiratory process, and also the release of energy, which takes place only exclusively inside the mitochondria. Okay, now the next thing what we will discuss is the respiration is actually a biochemical process. Now what is the difference between respiration and breathing? You just understand here itself. So what is the difference between breathing and respiration? It's very simple to understand from the points which we have discussed. So what is the first difference between breathing and respiration? Breathing means taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. Okay, respiration is a biochemical process. Okay, it involves, you can write down, it involves oxidation of food. It is a physical process. It is a biochemical process. Okay, it involves no enzymes. no chemicals, but this involves chemicals. It releases energy. Energy is produced. Here, no energy production. Okay, so no energy production is taking place. Please remember that this breathing is simply taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. It is a physical process, but this is a biochemical process. No enzyme is required here. It involves chemicals. Even this, no energy is being produced, but in the respiration, as a result of respiration, energy is being produced. Okay, it takes place in mitochondria. This takes place in the lungs. This respiration, breathing takes place in the lungs. It takes place in mitochondria. Okay, you can write down the reactions also. So children, that's all for today. I have discussed about some parts of the respiration and breathing also, and we have studied about the process of respiration. It takes place in the cell, and that is why it is said to be as a cellular respiration. Now I'll come up with another video with the next topic to be discussed in the next class. So that's all for today. I will meet you all in the next video, children.